The Biden administration has just been sued, and initiating the legal battle against Joe Biden's outrageous policies is the state of Texas. It is no secret that the southern border crisis and unprecedented entry of illegal aliens into American territory is leading to a spike in COVID-19 infections. So, to tame the federal government, which has come to be ruled by Democrats, the state of Texas has decided to sue the Biden administration. At the heart of the legal challenge are Joe Biden's open-hearted immigration policies, which are devastating the United States. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir Ranhotra, and in this video, we talk about the legal battle which the Biden administration will have to fight against the state of Texas over its liberal border policies. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is mounting a serious legal challenge on the Biden administration over its lax migration policies and the COVID-19 outbreak at the US's southern border due to the ongoing migrant surge. On Thursday, Paxton sued the Biden administration for allegedly encouraging the spread of coronavirus by allowing a large number of migrants into the American territory, often into highly crowded facilities, which further aggravates the COVID-19 crisis. Earlier, Paxton had sued the Biden administration for releasing immigrants who crossed over into the US illegally. The legal action from Texas comes in the backdrop of concerns about how an uncontrollable migration surge into the US might be inflaming the COVID-19 outbreak near the US's southern border. There have been far too many reports of migrants testing positive at the border, showing how Biden's lax migration policies are encouraging the COVID-19 outbreak. Last month, it was reported that 84% of Texas facilities for migrant children reported COVID-19 positive cases. At one of the migrant camps, as many as 10% of teenagers tested positive for the novel coronavirus. There has also been a rapid rise in the number of illegal aliens testing positive at the southern border before being released into the United States. There is little that the authorities are doing to control such cases, apart from advising the migrants to abide by Center for Disease Control and Prevention's safety precautions and quarantine norms. While announcing his legal challenge against the Biden administration, Paxton said, President Biden's outright disregard of the public health crisis in Texas by welcoming and encouraging mass gatherings of illegal aliens is hypocritical and dangerous. This reckless policy change stifles the reopening of the Texas economy at a time when businesses need it the most and when our children need to get back to in-person learning as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Biden continues to face criticism for failing to contain the migrant surge. The sitting US president is not using any of the restrictive provisions for controlling the migrant surge, and he is hinting to the migrants that the border is open for their arrival. Biden rolled back Trump's migrant protection protocols and has also failed to apply Title 42 public health protections to unaccompanied children who have been crossing over in big numbers over the recent past. Title 42 is a CDC order put in place during the Trump era in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. It facilitates rapid expulsion of migrants and would have helped avoid any major public health crisis had the Biden administration used it in the ongoing context of the COVID-19 surge at the southern US border. The lawsuit against the Biden administration states, instead of using the CDC's authority to prevent the introduction of covered aliens into the United States during a pandemic, defendants have chosen to take courses of action that have resulted in the release of tens of thousands of aliens into Texas and the United States. It also calls for court's intervention and states, absent this court's intervention, such releases will continue for the foreseeable future. This is not the first legal challenge which the Biden administration would be facing from Texas. Earlier this month, Paxton filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration for refusing to take custody of illegal immigrants, as required by law. Paxton had then said, President Biden's outright refusal to enforce the law is exacerbating an unprecedented border crisis. By failing to take custody of criminal aliens and giving no explanation for this reckless policy change, the Biden administration is demonstrating a blatant disregard for Texans' and Americans' safety. The Texas Attorney General added, Law and order must be immediately upheld and enforced to ensure the safety of our communities. Dangerous and violent illegal aliens must be removed from our communities as required by federal law. Clearly, the Biden administration has no real regard for US law. It is letting migrants enter the US even at the cost of great risk to the public health system of Texas. Out of desperation to pursue its migration agenda, the Biden administration is flouting all norms, including those related to the COVID 19 outbreak. But now, Texas is pushing back with a serious legal challenge against Washington's border policies.